most of the evening, but it's cleared off now and it's turned into a very humid, nice night. So the Southwest starting lineup for the Kansas City Royals. Bloomquist leading it off with Brian Pena catching and hitting second. Then it's Butler, Olivo, Callaspo at third tonight, Tien in right, Meyer, Betancourt, and Josh Anderson hitting ninth playing center field. The Lowe's defensive setup and how they'll line up behind Mark Burley is Quentin Rios and Dye left to right. In the infield, Beckham, Ramirez, Nixon, Konerko. A.J. Pierzynski behind the plate. And the U.S. Cellular starting pitcher is Mark Burley. On for the 25th start, looking for his 12th win, his ERA a very respectable 3.7. He's 20-8 lifetime against these Royals, so he's beaten them quite a bit, but Bloomquist at the top has given him some problems. Here are game conditions: 76 degrees with 77% humidity, winds out of the southwest 5 to 10, and it's clearing. Chad Fairchild behind the plate, Wally Bell at first, Mark Carlson at second, Marty Foster is at third. Tonight's game time is presented by 7-Eleven. Oh, thank heaven for 7-Eleven. And now to my partner, Hawk Harrelson with the first pitch.
All right, Stone Pony, welcome back, buddy. And for all of you, welcome to White Sox baseball right here on Comcast Sportsnet. First of a 3-game set, first of a 6-game homestand. Bloomquist hitting at 256, 4 homers. He's driven in 25, takes first pitch strike. Royals come in at 46 and 71. They're hitting at 253 as a club with a 4.72 ERA. And very quickly to count 0-2.
And it would bode well for Mark Burley if he can retire really Bloomquist, because Bloomquist never really has a very high average, but you look at those numbers against Burley and he seems to always find a hole.
So a 58-minute rain delay. And to tell you the truth, I thought it was probably driving to the ballpark today going to be a lot more than that.
And the field's just in great shape, so there's no problem there.
No, not at all. Turns it over, misses high and wide. Here at beautiful U.S. Cellular Field, 330 down the left field line, 335 down the right field line, 375 in the gaps, and 400 straight away center. Count evens at 2. Outfield straight up, spread out a little bit, about equidistant.
Here's a look at Brian Pena in the on deck circle.
Ball hit hard. He got him on the fly. Just a bullet off the bat of Bloomquist.
When you have problems with a hitter, you just have to hope that that line drive goes at somebody. And in this case, Gordon playing back. And he takes the ball right off the top of the dirt, shows it to Marty Foster, who rings him up.
So here's Pena. There are the numbers on Brian.
He can hit.
And he hurt us in that last series in Kansas City. Last year at Omaha, he hit .303, 6 homers, and knocked in 31.
10-game hitting streak, and he's been red hot. And he came over from the Atlanta Braves. He was teammates back in Cuba with Yuniesky Betancourt, who's been traded over here from Seattle.
The 0-2 pitch. Close, didn't get it. Well, you mentioned Jim Rice before. Who was the guy that absolutely hit you the hardest when you're talking about those line drives? Was it Rice?
Ted Simmons.
Nix has got him 2 down.
Jimmy hit me the farthest. Ted Simmons hit me the hardest. So I remember asking Rick Russell, how do you get him out? He said, change-ups. I said, change-ups, really? He said, yep, that's how I get him out. So we're in St. Louis. Throw him a changeup, hits it right by my ear. I look in the dugout, and Russell is falling down laughing. So Simmons stayed back better than anybody around, but I figure I couldn't get him out anyway, so if he gets him with changeups, I'd try it. It didn't work.
Here's the first baseman, Butler. Billy hitting at 297, 14 homers and 61 driven in. 8 for 29 lifetime with a couple of homers against Burley. There's ball 2.
This guy hits the ball as hard as anybody on this team. Rios is playing him just a step or two into right center field.
Hit him on the fist, pops him up. Paulie, foul ground's got room, makes the catch. Nice 1-2-3 inning for Burley. After half inning of play, it's the Royals nothing and the good guys coming to bat. For
the Sox, Posednik the DH. Then it's Beckham, Dye, Konerko, A.J. Pierzynski, who's been red hot, Carlos Quinton. Alex Rios in center field hitting seventh, and Ramirez and Nix. The Los defensive setup behind Bannister, left to right. Meyer, Anderson, and Tien in the infield. Callaspo, Betancourt, Bloomquist, and Butler. Pena behind the plate. And the U.S. Cellular starting pitcher is Brian Bannister. Not throwing all that badly this year, but lifetime against the Sox, his ERA is up over 7.5. He's 3-4 lifetime against them.
And before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours. As Scotty Pods will lead it off. Scotty hitting at .296, 4 homers. He's driven in 34. Takes first pitch strike. Sox come in at 60 and 58. 2.5 games back of the Tigers. And the count 0-2. Pods 3 for 13 lifetime off the 28-year-old right-hander Brian Bannister. Bannister 6'2", 220 pounds, out of San Ramon, California. Breaking ball a little high.
Talked to Bob McClure, the pitching coach, about Bannister, and he said he does throw that overhand curveball, but had some problems locating it. He's got a pretty decent straight change, and that he'll use more than the curveball.
We've seen Brian come at us just about every way he can imagine. We've seen him come at us hard. Nothing off speed hardly. Curveball was non-existent. The slider was hard. We've seen him come at us throwing the curveball, the changeup, as he strikes out Pods.
That's a little backdoor cutter that Scott thought was up. Chad Fairchild thought it was good enough. See Pena on the outside corner, and this ball does cut a bit.
Looked like it came back and got the corner.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty decent pick.
So here's Gordon Beckham hitting at .306, 6 homers. He's driven in 43. But we've seen Bannister in 3 or 4 different attack modes, so to speak, and I think the best one that we have seen is when he just consistently pounded us inside.
Well, Bob McClure said he had a good year in 2007. His first year over in Kansas City, he was 12-9. But then he said he came to spring training last year, and he didn't recognize it. He drew completely different than anything that resembled a 12-9 pitcher, and he wound up 9-16 last year with an ERA of 5.76.
That 0-2 fastball popped up right side. Butler making the call, and that's out number 2. And with 2 out, let's check out our Heineken picks to click tonight. Jim Angio, our director and crew. Well, they went with Nix, Steve, Lisa, And Tex, they're going to go with Alex Rios and Terry Hanley, Mike Williams, Roger Clare, Carl Levito, Eric Clint, and Loopy. All of us out. Good guys out at Bolingbrook. We're going to go with Jermaine Dye, who's at the plate right now. Curveball hangs inside. Jermaine hitting at 273, 24 long ones and 71 driven in. There's a shot right back through the middle. So the Bolingbrook boys picked the click, the 2-out single.
Pena gave that signal for that cutter on the inside part of the plate. He sets up inside, but Bannister gets it out over the plate. And normally with Jermaine Dye, you're not going to do real well when you get it there. So he just rifles it back up the middle, keeps the inning alive for Paul Konerko.
Paulie at 274, 21 homers. He's driven in 70. He's had moderate success against Bannister, just 4 for 22, but he has knocked in 6 runs. See, hitless in his last 20 at bats. That's about to end.
Now Bloomquist has pretty decent range. He's at second. But neither Callasco nor Betancourt have very good range on the left side. Betancourt, however, has a very strong arm.
Takes a strike, and he's behind 0-2. But Bannister, for the most part, is coming right at him. Lays off that low curveball. Pierzynski on deck. I mentioned a huge crowd on hand. Had a nice walk up, even with the bad weather we've had. Oh boy, he got a pretty good pitch to hit right there and couldn't do anything with it. And that curveball hangs inside like that, and it's just rolling. As a rule, a pitcher is in peril.
Well, Pena wanted it low and away, and this one hung on the inner portion. So out of the 4 curveballs that Bannister's thrown, only one has been a good one. A couple have hung, and that one, he was fortunate that stayed in the park.
Good check on the fastball inside. First of a 3-game set for these guys in an off day Thursday. Then Baltimore comes to town Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And a full count. Paulie has battled his way back into the count. Sox 33-27 here at home. And this is the 13th meeting of the year between these two clubs. In the first 12, they split them. And that's high ball 4. So productive at bat in 2 ways. First of all, he saw a ton of pitches. And the next thing is he's on base. And here's AJ.
And Pena still keeps calling the curveball, and Bannister still has problems getting it over the plate. Now Willie Bloomquist comes in to talk with Bannister on how he's going to work AJ. He loves to hit the first pitch.
AJ 9 for 22 with a homer lifetime off Bannister. Takes a cutter strike.
Those are pretty impressive numbers.
Lays off that curveball down and in. Nice gap out there in left center field. Callaspo well off the line at third. And that's hit to the shortstop. Sucks it up. Throws him out, and it'll retire the mile threat after 1 no score.
The Tigers. The batting average has been down, yet the runs have been up just a touch. But ERA has been a bit better, and so they come in tonight at 2.5 games back, 3 back in the loss column. And they got to take care of their own business against 2 teams they should beat, Kansas City and Baltimore.
Miguel Olivo takes curveball high. Miguel hitting at 240, 16 homers. He's driven in 42. Off the end of the bat.
Book a White Sox group outing or party area today. You can save on each ticket for a group of 20 or more fans, whether it's the Warning Track Fan Deck or individual game Diamond Suites. They're all available. Book a group outing or party area today by calling 312-674-1000 or visit whitesox.com.
Here's Alberto Callaspo. Hitting at 300, 7 homers. He's driven in 44. The guy has hurt us.
Well, this guy's a pretty good hitter. He's got some problems in the field with his range, which they've tried to cut down by playing him at third, but he can put the barrel on the ball.
That's foul. And that changeup high and wide.
Callaspo, a much better hitter from the right side, where he's hitting 378 as opposed to 259 as a left-hand hitter.
Big hack. No contact. Callaspo this year 13 for 30 with a homer and 6 RBIs against us, as that's off the end of the bat. 2 down.
When Marcus having a good night, the left side of the infield is going to be very busy, and you just love to see those right-hand hitters try to pull the off-speed pitches, because just about the time they reach out to get that changeup, next time up, Mark throws the cutter in their hands, and same result, a ground ball to the left side.
Here's Mark Tian at 275, 9 long ones, and he's driven in 35.
There was a lot of talk at the trade deadline that Tian would be traded, but didn't happen.
He's 27 years old. We talked about this situation in Kansas City. He has good power, and they have expected more of that to be shown. And against us, he hits the ball hard as he's going to give it a go. Here's a throw by Jermaine. Safe. And Alexei does not like it. Ozzie doesn't either. The call by Mark Carlson. Beautiful, beautiful peg and play by Jermaine Dye.
Well, Jermaine has made some outstanding throws from right field this year, whether it's picking the ball off the wall or getting to this ball and realizing that Tian was going to test him. He got to the ball quickly. He turned and threw it right on the money. And the ball beat him. But I think the front leg got in because Alexei tagged the back knee. Watch the front leg. That's got the bag. And Alexei tags the back knee. It was a good call by Carlson.
So the 28th double for Tian. And here's Mitch Meyer. 4 for 11 lifetime off Burley. Takes first pitch strike. Meyer comes in at 241, no homers. He's driven in 16. Getting back to Tian, being 27. If that power has not evolved yet at this age and his experience in the big leagues, there's a chance it's not going to be there. Some guys who can hit the ball a long way in BP just cannot get it done in the game. We've seen a lot of instances of that nature with guys who have talent.
Well, he also is not playing in the most conducive part to the long ball in Kansas City.
Not at all. No, when it's a good park to pitch in, which Kansas City certainly is one of the better ones in the league, that does not bode well for the long ball. As a matter of fact, Royals only have hit, Steve, 97 home runs.
Well, this is a team that's had some injuries, and Butler is just now coming into his power.
That's trouble. Another one of the hits by Mayer that he gets against us. A little flare into left field, and it scores the run. That's amazing.
17 runs batted in. And this is a little cut fastball away. Hits it off the end of the bat. Just barely gets enough into it. Carlos can't get to it. But he couldn't have thrown it out there in a better spot. And it's back-to-back doubles and a run.
Trying to think of that guy. Every time he hit the ball against us, hit it softly and got a base hit. So here's Betancourt. Played with the Tigers. He had a streak against us for about 2 years. It was unbelievable. Betancourt. 1 for 8 lifetime off Burley, and that one hit was a home run. Checks it up. And the count 2-1.
Well, they went and got Betancourt from Seattle when Mike Aviles went down. He had to have Tommy John surgery, and he's going to be lost for a long time.
That ball hit deep in the seats, so he has 2 hits off Burley, and both of them have left the premises. It is 3-0 Kansas City.
Fourth home run, 32 driven in, and 3 straight hits have yielded 3 runs. So the Ford home run replay, this is a cutter. Mark doesn't get it in quite far enough, and Betancourt hits it out.
All this with 2 out, nobody on, and here's Josh Anderson takes ball 1. So rough start here in the opener of this 6-game homestand. But we've got plenty of time, as Mark does on this play. Makes it. A double by Tien, a double by Mayer. 2-run homer by Betancourt, and it's 3-0.
The White Sox versus the Orioles. Fans will enjoy post-game fireworks presented by Van Kampen Investments. For tickets, call 866-SOX-GAME or visit whitesox.com.
We got some work to do, but we got the lineup to do it. It'll be Quentin, Rios, and Ramirez to face Bannister. Ryan, son of Floyd, takes that pitch inside. And that's a start. Carlos now 4 for 6 with a couple of homers lifetime off Bannister.
Tries to run that fastball in on his hands, but Carlos at his best is as quick as anybody inside. And we certainly would like to see him come close to the Quentin of last year.
So here's Rios in his U.S. Cellular debut. Takes the curveball strike. Alex is 1 for 3 lifetime off Bannister. Comes in hitting at .259, 14 homers. He's driven in 63. He also has 19 stolen bases and 22 attempts. Off the end of the bat, Betancourt up with it and wrapped him up. 2 down.
Pretty good effort by Betancourt, but he takes a risk here in flipping it with his glove, because you can easily take it out of the glove, and that's where he ran into some problems at Seattle. He will make the flashy play, sometimes has some problems with the routine effort, but Bannister got the ground ball that he needed.
Here's Ramirez. Breaking ball. Jeff Cox will make the play and make himself a new friend.
Ryan Bannister started his career in the New York Mets organization, the 7th round draft pick back in 2003. Mets needed a relief pitcher, so the Royals got Bannister, and the Mets got Ambiorix Burgos. And after they got him, they still needed a relief pitcher. Burgos did not have a good run at it with the Mets.
Had a good arm.
A great arm.
Hits him on the fist, pops him up in the short right field, and that's going to fall for a base hit. Bloomquist couldn't get there. Tien couldn't get there.
Well, the way Willie went after that one, he really had very little chance because he had his back to the infield and was trying to locate the baseball. And normally you have some problems. If the right fielder can't get to it, this one usually falls. Willie can't locate it. Just wants to make sure he doesn't get run into.
So here's Nix, Jason, hitting at 228, 9 homers. He's driven in 22. Had a big game Saturday out at the Coliseum against Oakland. Drove in our first 3 runs, 2-run homer and a sacrifice fly.
It'll be a pretty lively ballpark tonight, as we saw with Betancourt. He just seemed to flick that ball out of the park.
Count evens at 1 to Nix. Just a bit of a gap out there in left center. Outfield for the most part straight up. Ball gets away.
Bannister's still having all kinds of problems with that curveball and location. This ball gets away from Pena, who tries to shift to his right. That ball hits off the chest protector and bounds away. So for Bannister, that's his 8th wild pitch of the year. That now gives him the team lead in that dubious department.
And a 2-1 count for Nix.
And Hawk, if you were to give Jason one piece of advice, just as a hitter, what would it be?
Be more aggressive.
Get that fastball early in the count, jump on it?
No question about it. One day he's going to be a heck of a hitter. But right now he's not quite good enough to be spotting these guys a strike. That'll come in time. Curveball high and deep stretch. Get on back there. He got a hanger and he didn't miss it. It is a 3-2 ball game on the home run by Jason Nix, number 10. Yeah. You can put it on the board. Yeah.
That's 10 home runs and 24 driven in. We told you about the curveball problems of Bannister and the fact that it was a lively ballpark. This one hung on the inner portion, and a Ford home run replay is a towering fly ball. Meyer goes all the way back, climbs the wall, but he'd have to be 50 feet tall to get that one. It was against the back wall.
First pitch strike to Scotty Pods. Struck out, called out, last inning. That is a ton of talent sitting in that number 5 uniform. That's off the outside corner.
Well, Jason's had 163 at bats, and he's got 10 home runs. That's a 35 home run pace if he plays the season.
Well, as we talked about earlier, mentioned the fact that if he got a lot of at bats, he could hit 30 home runs.
Well, imagine if he just straightened out half the balls that he yanks with authority foul.
He did the same thing on the road trip. Down in Oakland, hit some shots foul of their foul. He hit one upper tank foul in Oakland. Now that's a long way as Pods goes down, but the 2-run homer by Jason Nix, and we'll go to the 3rd, trailing by 1. Bloomquist to lead it off here in the top of the third inning. 3-3-0 for them, 2-4-0 for us. 1-0 the count to Bloomquist, who hit a line shot right to Gordon Beckham. Fakes the bunt, takes a strike there.
He doesn't want to bunt against Burley. He just wants to show bunt to pull him in at the corners.
No, when you're 12 for 26 off somebody, you want to swing the bat.
And hit the ball as hard as he did the first time out.
That's hit hard, but meanwhile it's just a long strike and the count evens at 2. Gap in left center. Bust him. There you go. Stay in here. AJ's going to give it a shot. Just does run out of room. It's been my experience in all my years in this game. When you get a guy that's wearing you out, you got to do one of two things. You got to throw him BP fastballs right down the middle, or you got to bust him inside. One of the two.
Well, you can always hit him.
Not anymore.
Well, it would, of course, gotten away.
You do that now, you're going to get suspended, fined. Oh, for the good old days of letting the players handle the game, not the umpires. Full count. There's been a rash of some hits batsmen, though, in the last week.
Well, there's been a few heated exchanges.
And that's popped up. That'll be another souvenir. The consequences of getting in a situation like that today, as opposed in years past, is unbelievably magnified in today's game.
Well, especially in a pennant race, because you don't want to get suspended if you're an everyday player and lose 5 games.
That's into right field. Mostly, you cannot have the same thought process. And a lot of people have asked me, well, you talk about guys like Drysdale and Bob Gibson and these fellas in the past. How would they have pitched today? Well, I want to tell you, they would have found a way to pitch. They would have adjusted. And you would have still been hit.
Well, you got to protect the inside part of the plate. If you don't establish the inside part of the plate, you've got big problems. Well, then the whole world looks away and wears you out to right center.
Well, both those guys with a Drysdale and with a Gibson, you may have been hit more with sliders, hard sliders, than fastballs, but you would have been hit. Especially if you're a left-handed hitter. They try to hit you right in the cup. The 1-2.
I think the career of Adrian Beltre is going to be forever altered as he dons that piece of equipment from now on.
That's gold.
You better have better hands or wear that.
As Pena trying to take him to right field all the way, reaching out there and just pokes one.
And with John Buck injured, he's had a bad back for a bit. Miguel Olivo is the guy that they look at. But they're giving an extensive workout to Pena, who they know can hit. And the question is, can he handle a pitching staff, and can he handle himself behind the plate?
So here's Billy Butler, fouled out to Konerko. Takes first pitch strike. Yeah, and all the guys that I ever played with or against, I only knew one that played the infield that didn't wear a cup, and that was Diamond Jim Gentile. There's the strike. And the count 0-2. And that's a little up and in.
Butler hits the ball hard and doesn't have great speed.
He does a lot of good things at the plate, though. He just turned 23. He's going to be here for a long time. So now with one out, they have two aboard. And the fifth hit for Kansas City.
I think Butler is going to be that big power hitter in the middle that Kansas City has sought for quite some time.
Well, Steve, once he figures it out, with the way he can hit the ball to right center field and center, he's going to hit 30 home runs a year in any ballpark.
Well, there's no doubt. Right now, he's a line drive hitter, but we've seen in the history of this game a lot of guys come into this league, and Butler came in very, very early as line drive hitters, and then you learn what the pitchers are going to do, and those line drives, with his strength, just carry out of the ballpark to all fields.
Well, the difference in a line drive hitter and a guy who hits home runs is take your time, boys. You got plenty of it. Rack them up. Yes. And that'll do it. Miguel Olivo grounds into the 6-4-3 double play, and we'll go to the bottom of the third. 3-2 bad guys.
Sox, check out my blog, The Sox Drawer, at csnchicago.com, brought to you by Toshiba.
Our Chuck got a blog. Check it out. I'm sure it'll be something interesting, as Stone Pony's got himself a Twitter.
Have one of those and a bit of a blog, but I don't update it near like what Chuck does. Chuck is right on top of things.
Well, how do you get to your Twitter?
Easily with that phone that I have.
Beckham deep in the right field corner, and a nice catch by Tien.
That's a good play with a converted infielder and occasional outfielder, Mark Tien, who just plays everywhere for these guys. And he drifts on this ball. This ball carried a long way, and Tien was able to put it away.
Stayed right with it. So here's Jermaine Dye. He just ripped a single back through the middle. And, you know, we were talking about the difference in line drive hitters and home run hitters. The difference in a line drive hitter who has power and a guy who hits a lot of home runs is about a 30th of a second.
It's not the angle of the swing at all.
Not too much, not as much as the timing of the swing. A 30th of a second quicker are the line drive hitters. A 30th of a second later, that same pitch is hit out of the ballpark. I know I've heard more than a few good hitters say I can't say it over the air, just a blank second of a second late.
Well, Don Baylor was one of those guys that came in the league with Baltimore as a line drive hitter to the gaps, to either gap, and became pretty successful power hitter.
Yes.
Probably from the middle of his career on.
Well, Don, he figured it out. He was the kind of hitter, I remember when he came in as a rookie. He was sort of like Gordon Beckham to a degree, trying to figure out the lay of the land at the plate. Just trying to figure it out. And then over the course of a few seasons, he started, instead of getting, let's take Jason Nix for an example. First ball, fastball, hits it hard, but what good is it because it's foul? Don was the same way. You throw him middle in, he'd kill it, but it's in the left field seats, foul. And then as a couple, 3 or 4 years went on, that same ball was hit hard off the wall or over the wall. And that's what the 30th of a second is.
And the Angels became the beneficiary of the Baltimore farm system with both Bobby Grich and Don Baylor going there.
Well, Bobby Grich is one of my favorite all-time players. That probably just gets sawed off right there. Betancourt makes the catch. 2 down. Bobby Grich was a very much under-the-radar player to the media and to the players themselves. Was a stud.
I was going to say, not to the guys who played against him or with him, but I do recall that as the head first slide became more into vogue, he would just plant his knee right between your neck and your shoulder and bury you at the bat.
And then see if you wanted to do something about it. Jermaine is back. AJ grounded out to Unieski Betancourt. Oh, and 1 the count.
They play him in a fairly interesting way. They play Mitch Meyer very close to the line and left, but they play Josh Anderson a couple of steps into right center. So there's a huge gap in left center if AJ can take it that way.
AJ had a good set on that one and checked it up, taking it down low. And there's a base hit. Muscles it out into right field, so Jermaine will pull up at second. And with 2 out, 2 on, that'll bring up Carlos Quentin.
Both teams now with 5 hits. That looked like a sinker or most likely a straight change. And AJ was able to stay back long enough to be able to take it to the right side.
Carlos started off the second inning with a base hit, hard base hit between third and short. I want to know the count to Carlos.
Pretty good pickup by Brian Pena behind the plate on that slider in the dirt. And as you can see, Carlos loves when Bannister goes to the mound.
He just missed it. He got a rolling curveball, pops it up. Betancourt in foul ground, making the call, has the ball, and that'll retire the side. Got a cookie right there, and couldn't do anything with it. here in the top of the fourth inning. Callaspo, Tien, and Meyer. Callaspo grounded out to Ramirez. Takes it high and wide. And that'll be a souvenir.
For Kansas City at this point, with as much as they struggled, a lot of these guys are just auditioning for a spot on next year's club.
Alexei's going to get him again. 1 out.
And cue the duck, as our Aflac trivia question is coming along. What Hall of Famer recorded his first AL win with the White Sox on this date in 1986?
And there's a base hit. So Tien. He came in hitting .440 against Mark Burley. He was 22 for 50. He's now 24 for 52. And here's Meyer. He had a little duck snort double back in the second inning to knock in Tien. Takes first pitch strike.
And Carlos moved in about 5 steps in left field.
And the mayor, Mean Joe Groove, came up with the name of that guy with the Tigers. He used to just do what Meyer just did to us. His name was Shane Halter.
From the right side.
Yeah, he did it from the right side. Every time he put the bat on the ball, a little soft base hit. Most of them just inside the right field line or just over the second baseman's head. Then he went to Kansas City and did the same thing. One and one with 1 out here in the top of the fourth. 3-6-0 for them, 2-5-0 for us. First of a 3-game set, if you're just tuning in. Big crowd on hand. Tomorrow, Freddie Garcia makes his return to the Sox in a start against Gil Mesh. So make your plans to be with us. We understand most of the upper reserve seats are gone, but call 866 Sox game and check it out. There's still some lower bowl seats available. And that's bunted foul.
We also have some seats for Friday night's game, and it's Elvis night.
Yeah, I had somebody ask me today about possibly getting some tickets for the game Friday night. I said, well, I've already given mine up. And he just assumed, as I did, it was sold out. It's not sold out.
No, and you can get some from Elvis. But there are seats in the lower bowl for Friday night. And Baltimore's coming to town.
The 1-2. That ball hit high and deep. Jermaine got the bead and misses the ball. He misplayed it, so guess what? Meyer with another base hit.
That ball just kept drifting away, and Jermaine thought he had it. Started actually coasting under this ball, but the ball kept moving away from him. And then he looked at Rios, and by that time, Rios obviously didn't call for it, or we're assuming he didn't. But with a new outfielder and a new combination, one of those guys has got to take control and go get the ball.
So here's Betancourt. Had a 2-run homer back in the second inning. And if you miss that home run on a cutter. Oof.
This one was a no-doubter. He just reached down and took it way back over the bullpen.
All right, you got first base open. You got Josh Anderson on deck. And the count 2-1.
Some guys, they just put the bat on the ball.
All he did that time was just drop the head on an inside cutter.
That's top foul. And the count evens at 2. Mark's got some chunking to do right here. Got to bow your net. That's a good job of laying off that pitch by Betancourt.
Well, he's trying to throw that cutter in on his hands and get a pop-up or a soft ground ball to the left side.
That's either going to be hard in or slow away. And it's slow away. Change up, but he gets a piece of it. Talked about it in Mark's, not his last start against Seattle when he was just outstanding, going 8 innings, giving up no runs, just 6 hits against Felix Hernandez. But prior to that, in a couple of starts, he was more working in and out, and forget about an up and down. When he's most effective, he's working all 4.
And there you look at the last 4 starts. They haven't been pretty, but last time out, he ran into one of the game's best in Felix Hernandez and dueled him to a standstill.
Tried to backdoor him, tried to make a good pitch on the full count, walks him, and that'll load him up. First walk issued by Mark. So with 1 out, Sox packed. Here's Anderson. Tried to bunt. Back in the third, and Mark threw him out.
Ozzie talked before the game tonight about the necessity of the defense to step up and start getting the job done.
Well, we have seen too many plays. It's just not the errors, the plays that should have been made that were not. We have 90 errors on the season. And for sure, one thing, unless the defense comes up, and it's so frustrating, and that's one reason the frustration level is there, because you know we're better than that. If we weren't better than that, then we wouldn't be frustrated. That's just to be the club we were. But we're much, much better than that, and we haven't played that. There's a chopper foul. If we don't catch the baseball better than this, we're not going to win it. If we do, we're going to win it.
Those double plays, when you get a shot to turn them, they're getting a lot better at that lately. But the outfield play has to pick it up.
Mark's going to come to the plate. That's 1, 2, 3. Yes. Rack them up. And that'll do it. We're going to the bottom of the 4th, trailing by 1.
question. What Hall of Famer recorded his first AL win with the White Sox on this date in 1986? Steve Carlton. The Sox that year, 4-3, ERA 3.69, and that's when Lefty, as they called him, was making the rounds, and he pitched for a whole lot of clubs at the end.
Yes, he did. Lefty's a good man.
He was just a wonderful pitcher.
And a terrific guy.
And St. Louis traded him because he wore a beard.
0-1 the count to Alex. There's a bullet. Another rolling breaking pitch from Bannister. So good speed aboard, as I mentioned. 19 for 22 in stolen bases.
Bannister keeps throwing that curveball. This lead is not going to stay where it is for long.
Well, you know, the reason that Carlton was brought over here in '86 was not so much because that club was crippled up. It was not so much to win ball games. But the Sox at that time that year had some young pitchers. And the guy who was the GM just wanted his young pitchers to see what a good work ethic was.
And he had one of those.
One of the best. He was the precursor, the forerunner of the work ethic by the pitcher. There's the strike.
He was the first guy that used to bury his hands in buckets of rice to make sure that his hands, his wrists, and his forearms were awfully strong. Now, who was that GM exactly? Anybody we know?
Some yokel.
Some guy in his booth?
Some yokel.
Was it Joe Grube?
The mayor. Yes. Wasn't the mayor.
That ball gets away, and tying run scoots to second base as Rios moves up easily.
So Alexei had that single and scored back in the second ahead of the two-run homer by Jason Nix. Hard hit. Wow, that's bad luck right there. And a good play by Bannister running right at him makes him commit. A good play by Brian Bannister. That ball was hit hard by Ramirez.
Good play, but if you're a base runner, you cannot take off. And Rios did. And then Bannister does a nice job. Now, you just as soon run him back to second, but by running at him as hard as he did, he made sure that Ramirez couldn't go to second base, and a tying run taken off second base.
Well, I'm going to give Alex a pass on that one because he was getting a good secondary lead. That ball was smashed back. That's what you call no man's land. Even though you're right, you're not supposed to be breaking on that ball, but it's going to happen. So here is Jason, cranked at his 10th homer. Got a breaking ball here, a cookie. Didn't miss it.
Well, Berico got one in the same spot and just did miss it. Jason didn't.
There goes Alexei, and that's chop foul. You know, we were talking about if there was one thing you could, piece of advice, give Jason. Greg Walker's been giving it to him. He wants him to be aggressive, but he wants him to be aggressive towards right center field, and center field, and left center. Alexei 12 for 16 in stolen bases. So between Rios, the 7th place hitter, and Ramirez, the 8th place hitter, and Nix, the 9th place hitter, you got 39 stolen bases in 46 attempts. Well, that ball hit deep into right center field. Stretch. Anderson back on the track, makes the catch. And that is out number 2. He just missed that one.
Well, that time Jason did go to right center field. Josh Anderson able to get a pretty good break on the ball. And the ball is really carrying tonight, just not quite far enough.
But that's the luxury that Ozzie has not had since he's been here with this club, since '04. Yes, here's Scotty Pods 0 for 2, a couple of strikeouts. The lower third of your order, 39 for 46 in stolen bases. Then you add 18 more for 67 stolen bases between Pods and the lower third of the order. Score in this game is tied at 3. Scotty Pods, his 16th bagger.
I think Anderson thought that he could cut that ball off and didn't take a real good route. Went straight across, realized he couldn't get to it, and that allowed Alexei to score easily from first base. So this little cutter this time got too much of the plate. And after a couple of strikeouts, Posednik rifles this ball into the gap before Anderson could get to it. Ramirez able to score easily.
Don't stop now, boys. Gordon's 0 for 2. He's popped up to first and went out deep into the right field corner. Nice catch by Tia. Out in front, hooks that one.
Well, Jeff Cox showed very poor range that time. Normally he makes that play, but not that time.
He's concentrating, Stone Pony. He's concentrating.
Yeah, he's telling Scott that there's 2 outs. Run on anything.
Blocked nicely by Pena, and the count 1-2. 3-7-0 for them, 3-6-0 for us. Check that. We do have 7. 1 in the first, 3 in the second, 1 in the fourth, 2 here in the fourth.
They're lagging up on the scoreboard.
Got him upstairs, but a big 2-out double by Scotty Pods knocks in Ramirez, and this game is tied at 3. Totals on the board identical at 3-7-0. First pitch strike to Bloomquist, who is 0 for 2. A line shot right to Beckham, and he went out on a fly ball to right field. Tried to backdoor him, missed outside.
Mark and retire Hammett makes his inning a whole lot easier. The 2 innings where he did retire him, they didn't score.
And there's another shot over the head of Beckham, who had to play in on the threat. Here's the throw. Not in time.
Another real good throw. That one just an eyelash too late, as Bloomquist records the 4th Kansas City double of the night. Takes it just over the head of Gordon Beckham. That's what happens when you show bunt one time. If Gordon is back at third base, he makes that play. But because Bloomquist showed bunt earlier, he came in to take it away from him, and that ball just barely got over his head.
So here's Brian Pena, 1 for 2, single back in the 3rd inning when he was definitely trying to take early into right field, as he was right there. He is off the plate diving. This guy looks like he has got a pretty good approach up there, a pretty good idea of what he wants to do.
Well, he's always been a good hitter.
Well, if you see a guy diving that much, you don't have to come in off the plate, but you got to come in the corner, because if you're coming off the plate, you're going to hit him. That's shades with Placido Polanco. He's one of the few guys Polanco is can hit a. Look how far he is off the plate and watch him dive. Underneath, good play.
We got the job done because he was well off the plate, and each and every swing he had the intention of going to the right side to move along the base runner. That's a good at bat. That's a very productive.
Better
out.
believe it is. He knows what he's doing up there. You don't see guys that far off the plate that often anymore.
Well, that will also endear you to your manager and coaching staff when you give yourself 3 shots at doing the right thing, and on the 3rd you were successful, and now it forces the infield in at all 4 positions.
And there's a base hit, and they take the lead 4-3. Butler now 2 for 3.
RBI number 62 that leads the team.
And here's Olivo. Twice he has grounded out to Alexei at short, once into a double play. Takes first pitch strike. That's low. 1-1 to count to the 31-year-old catcher. DHing tonight. Just make sure you get one. And they turn it. Beautiful turn right there by Jason Nix. I didn't think they were going to get him, as Olivo can run for a big man. Meanwhile, halfway home, we trail it 4-3. Jermaine Dye is 1 for 1. A hard single back up the middle and a base on balls. Konerko on deck and Pierzynski in the hole here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And there's a base hit. Big man starting to get heated up. Nobody going to meet him on this upcoming road trip.
Join the Sox for Elvis Night on Friday, August 21st. The first 500 fans to rock and roll over to Gate 1 by 6:30 p.m. in their best Elvis attire will be allowed to parade around the warning track. Stay after the game for a spectacular show featuring Jamie Aaron Kelly, Vegas-style showgirls, and Elvis skydivers. Fireworks will be set to Elvis music. For tickets, call 866-SOX-GAME or visit whitesox.com.
Here's Paulie. He's walked and he's popped up to short. Pops this one up. Pena's got the play. He's battling it. Staggers. Makes the catch. 1 out.
That ball was way up there. Pena did stay right with it before finally making the catch.
That's what we're talking about, that 1/30th of a second. AJ, he's 1 for 2. Ryan Pena's had his work cut out for him behind that plate today. Big hat. No contact.
Bannister's thrown a lot of curveballs in the dirt, occasionally steering that slider in the dirt. And Pena, for the most part, has done a nice job. Started his career with Atlanta. 300 lifetime hitter in the minor leagues, now getting his chance in the major leagues.
Get through. Nice play by Callaspo. Can they turn it? Yes. Good double play turn by the Royals, and we're into the 6th.
Personalities at Harborside International Golf Center for the annual Chicago White Sox Charities Field of Greens golf outing presented by Miller Lite, Thursday, August 20th. For more information or to book a foursome, call 312-674-1000 or visit whitesox.com.
Callaspo takes ball one outside. He's 0 for 2, 2 grounders, 2 short. Count evens, 1-1. Hadn't had real good control. Hadn't been real sharp with that changeup tonight. But at least when he's missed in the right direction, outside. 1 out.
That time Alex was playing him perfectly as Callaspo lifted that ball into right center field.
So here's 10. Ball hit hard into right field, but Jermaine is there. 10. Now 2 for 2, or 2 for 3, a double, a single, and that line shot to die.
Unfortunately, that was a sinking line drive. He got over the top of it. It came out there with overspin. It was hit awfully hard, but right at Jermaine. So Mark trying to keep the pitches to a minimum here on a very humid night in Chicago.
Texas leading Minnesota 7-5, top of the 7th inning down at Arlington. Meyer had a bloop double down the left field line. Then he hit a fly ball into medium deep right center field. Jermaine misjudged. Fell in for another double. Boys, I had enough of that. I was walking.
Second walk of the night to go with the 9 base hits. There you look at the line score to 5 2/3. Mark has yet to fan one of these Royals. It's really a tip-off that he doesn't have particularly good stuff tonight.
Betancourt 1 for 1, a 2-run homer, and the first base on balls issued by Burley.
That one almost got away.
First pitch strike.
And Meyer will run, although he's got a safety first lead against Mark Burley as Tony Pena loosens in the pen.
This will be the 95th pitch coming up for Mark here in 5 2/3. That lead he's got is okay if he had a little walking momentum towards second, but he doesn't. He's static over there. Yernieski. That open stance. That's high and wide. Count 1-1. Josh Anderson, the on-deck hitter. 2 down here in the top of the 6th, 4-9-0 for Kansas City. 3-8-0 for our Sox. And that's into left center field. Carlos is there. Makes the catch. That'll retire the side. Nothing across. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It'll be Quinton, Rios, and Ramirez.
Rewind. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered.
And that hit him. He was not trying to do that. Put the leadoff man aboard, Carlos Quentin, here in the bottom of the sixth. Kansas City leading 4-3.
Well, the fans are booing, but that's a tying run. And all Bannister was trying to do was get that ball inside to him. Carlos, no stranger to getting hit. That's number 10 this year.
It still hurts.
No doubt.
Even though it was unintentional. First pitch strike to Alex.
It'll hurt a little less if he can score.
Alex 1 for 2. Ripped a single into left field back in the fourth inning. And that's into the gap, and nobody's going to get that one. Rios makes the turn, ball gets by him. They're going to wave Carlos around. Rios on his way to third. Carlos is going to score, and this game is tied at 4. Mully's happy.
I'm looking at double E9 in that one. We'll have to see how it's scored. But Tian came over. It was going to be a two-base hit. He wasn't going to get Rios at second base, but he let the ball get by him. And Carlos Quentin, who was hit, does score, and that fastball was right down the middle. So just like that, a brand new game at 4-9 each, and Tian overran the ball, and it gets by him. Carlos realizing that ball's going to the fence, scores easily.
Boy, I'll tell you what, with him making the turns like that and running, you couldn't tell he had a bad left foot, but it is. Now the infield in. Alexei. That'll be a double if you're scoring along with us. E9, no RBI. Just waves at the breaking pitch.
Nobody out in the inning when you bring the infield in. This is a tremendous advantage for Ramirez, so he can just make some contact. With Nix up next, I doubt if the contact play will be on, meaning Rios, I don't think is coming home.
Well, you don't want it. That's high and deep stretch. Get on back there. Meyer right in front of Nellie Fox. Calls it in, but Alex will tag. He'll score, and the Sox lead at 5-4.
Nice job by Ramirez as he hits his 6th sacrifice fly this year, drives in his 55th run, and more important than that, gives the Sox the lead.
Jason takes ball 1. He is 1 for 2. A 2-run homer in the second, and he flied out deep to right center field in the fourth. Chops that one hopper down to Cayaspo. Throws him out, but the Sox come up with a pair. Check that. That's just 2 out.
White Sox Diamond Suites are perfect for client entertainment, family parties, or a night out with friends. Provide first-class service while enjoying White Sox baseball. Receive a Diamond Suite. Reserve a Diamond Suite for a Sox game today. Call 312-674-1000 or visit whitesox.com for more details.
So here's Scotty Pods. He's 1 for 3, an RBI double in the fourth inning. That coming with 2 out. Takes a strike to even the count at 1. Anderson straight away in center. Couple steps in. Outfield spread out. Tries to lay it down. Callasco just a few steps, about 3 steps back of the line.
And the bullpen up and going for both teams. Young man trying to break in his glove.
Got him on the inside corner. But the Sox put the pair up. We'll go to the 7th, leading 5-4. On the south side, as Paul Canerico and our Sox look for a win against the Royals. Coverage starts at 6:30 with Sports Night. It's the Sox and the Royals in HD tomorrow at 7 right here on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend.
Matt Thornton comes into the game. His record a fine 6-2. His ERA even better at 2.49 on for the 50th time. 50 2/3. He's fanned 63. Walked just 15. There you look at some very impressive numbers. And he'll start at the bottom with Anderson and then go back up to the top. So Mark Burley's night is done and he leaves with the lead.
Anderson 0 for 2. Tried to bunt. Mark threw him out. Then with the bases loaded, 1 out, hit into a 1-2-3 double play. Takes first pitch strike. And once again a reminder. Tomorrow night, make your plans to be with us at beautiful U.S. Cellular Field. Call 866-SOX game and check out the availability of tickets. There's still some lower bowl reserve seats available as we check out our schedule. Then an off day on Thursday. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the Orioles before we embark on a 10-game road trip. 11 counting the Cubs, the makeup game.
That one's going to be a dandy.
As well it should be.
4 with Boston, 3 with the Yankees. Back to Minnesota for 3. And then coming back to Chicago, but heading to the north side for that makeup game at Wrigley Field.
The 0-2. Pokes that one into left center field. Carlos fighting the lights a little bit, makes the catch.
They did a nice job because that ball never came out of the lights until the very end, and he angled his body to get a good look at it. He made the play. Watch how he comes after this ball. You can see it catching it off to the side to get a better look at it. He's trying to shield his eyes from the lights.
Well, you try as an outfielder, you try to get an angle, and sometimes it's just not there. There's a chopper by Lundqvist right side. So quickly 2 down. Lundqvist now 1 for 4. but you try to get an angle as much as you can, and sometimes you just gotta, in essence, guess.
Well, you run to the spot, turn your body, and hope that ball sticks in the glove, and it did that time.
And you know, sometimes that happens. It does stick in there. Other times it'll come out. So here's Pena. He's 1 for 3. See how far Pena is off that plate. Takes the strike. That one at 96. Ate him up. One hop into the, or over the Kansas City dugout.
Really, looking at it, a hitter that stands that far off the plate, it's almost counterintuitive, because standing out that far, he wants the ball away because he's going to stride right at the baseball. So you can, in essence, help him jam himself by throwing him inside instead of outside.
Yeah, but again, you don't want to get it too far inside, because if you do, guys like that, that's a pretty close pitch. Guys like that, they don't mind getting hit. Guys who dive that hard. And in fact, in some guys' case, like a Fernando Vena, who was not that far off the plate, and he threw it inside to him, and he was going to get hit.
He was going to get hit for sure, because he did that little hitter's trick where he turned toward the catcher and actually was moving closer to the plate than away from the baseball.
That was part of his game. Payoff pitch. Alexei. It's hard to come in. A little bit out of control and make that one.
Well, another factor with Alexei, if you keep that ball with the glove down on the ground, you're going to make that play because you're going to come up with the hop. But when you keep the glove up, you got no chance to come back down.
Well, you got to get your behind down. You got to get it down, because if it stays down at all, you got no chance. If you don't have your glove, as Steve just mentioned, low. You play, if you're a shortstop or an infielder, you play low to high. You don't play high to low.
Well, you can't go down. If the ball flattens out, you usually can't go down and get it.
Butler, 2 for 3 with an RBI. One of the best things you can do as an infielder is try, when you see that ball come in, get your behind down, that brings your head down, your eye level down, and try to look at the bottom of the ball.
That's why I always liked Freddie Patek.
He didn't have far to go.
Because he was down there.
Matt, going to get out of this. And that'll do it. He pitches over the air. A 7th inning stretch. Sox lead it by 1. Into his 7th inning of work. Got Beckham, Dye, and Konerko. 5-4 good guys after trailing 3-0 after an inning and a half. Gordon 0 for 3 tonight.
And time to get a little insurance here with the heart of the order against Bannister.
Through the wickets. Payne has had some good moments and some bad moments. 36,703. As Gordon's not picking up the ball well off Brian Bannister.
August 22nd at 6:05. It's the White Sox versus the Orioles. Fans will enjoy post-game fireworks presented by Van Kampen Investments. For tickets, call 866-SOX-GAME or visit whitesox.com.
Jermaine's had a good night. He's 2 for 2 with a base on balls. 2 hard singles. Takes that curveball inside. Got a good pitch to hit. A rolling breaking pitch from Bannister, who's thrown a few of those this evening.
Yeah, he's been fortunate, especially in the late going, to get away with those. And that bullpen is up and going, so I don't think Trey Hillman is going to be awfully patient if Bannister has any difficulties.
One pitch. Another roller. Stay fair. It won't. Just a hair quick. That 1/30th of a second.
And Pena goes out to talk with Bannister about perhaps making that ball break a little bit or staying over the top of it more and making sure he keeps it away. He's been hanging him consistently, and he's been very fortunate to get away. Jermaine knows he got more than enough of it, just hooked it at the last minute. And the rain is starting to fall here.
Payoff pitch. Pretty good pitch by Bannister, and a real good job right there of Jermaine, because too close to take. Cutter.
Yeah, that's one of the better pitches that Bannister has thrown. If you're hanging that breaking ball, you've got to go away from it sometime.
And that fastball fouled into one of the sweets. Out and around, hooks that one. So he is riding him hard and hoping to put him away wet right here. Good at bat right there. Fouled off a couple of tough pitches. Only a couple good pitches to hit, but he draws the one-out ball. Here's Paulie. He's 0 for 2 with the base on balls. That walk coming back in the first inning.
Hillman letting Bannister go pretty deep into this one.
This will be the 97th pitch for him. Good eye. Good take right there by Paulie. Outfield there. Straight up, spread out.
Bannister never saw Chad Fairchild call time as Paul was trying to get a little moisture off the bill of his batting helmet.
No contact.
It's probably the best straight change that Bannister has thrown tonight. He had Paul well out in front of him.
Big pitch right here for Paul. And it goes to Bannister. Cinch it up and hunker down. Probably a little upset he missed that one. Come on, big guy. We need it. Way high, 2-2. Paul is struggling. 2 for his last 31. Could not check it up. 6th strikeout for Bannister. Bob McClure, pitching coach, out to talk to him with Pierzynski at the plate.
A lot has to do here with the way they want to pitch AJ, especially on the first pitch. The defense and the way it's set up right now is playing straight away. And now Fairchild comes out with the rain pelting down. He wants to break that stuff up on the mound.
5-9-1 for our Sox, 4-9-1 for their Royals. That pitch down low. Carlos Quentin, the on deck hitter. Now Anderson deep in center. Huge gap in left center.
The way the defense is, it looks like he's going to cut the fastball or throw breaking balls to try to make AJ pull it.
AJ trying to take that one to the left side, but with a Tommy Hawk swing, which is the correct way. Rain starts to crawl a little harder. Ball hit deep. Way back. Anderson looks up. You can put it on the board. Yes. Yes. 2-run bomb by Pierzynski, and the Sox lead it 7-4.
Fireworks in the background. The 13th home run of the year for AJ. He's driven in 35. And he must have taken a look at the defense also, because he got a changeup and he just ripped it out of the yard. Our home run replay. This one long gone.
That ball was killed. Here's Carlos. Takes a breaking ball. And of course, with those 2 home runs tonight, the home run by Nix, the home run by Pierzynski, the Alex Nelius family will donate $100 to White Sox charities for every Sox homer hit throughout the course of the season. That is numbers 141 and 42. So $14,200 donated by Alex Nelius in loving memory of Ursa. Carlos 1 for 2.
AJ hit it far enough to stop the rain. It was coming down pretty hard, and now just slightly.
2-2 the count. And it's full. This will be the 111th pitch. Beer frame coming up. And that ball hit deep in the left field. Stretch. Get on back there. It won't, as Meyer makes the catch, but the long 2-run homer by Pierzynski. Sox lead it 7-4. Ready?
And they want to take a look at Matt Thornton, and hopefully everything's okay. Ozzy's coming out. Chad Fairchild walked to the mound.
Got Linebrink down in the bullpen.
And he's coming in.
So hopefully it was just to kill some time to let Linebrink get some more pitches rather than the alternative. Steve?
Comcast Sportsnet, you can always catch the game on your computer with MLB.tv. It's the ultimate baseball experience featuring 100 out-of-market games a week live on your computer. For more details, visit WhiteSox.com, where baseball is always on. Scott Linebrink coming into the game. 2-5, 2.98 ERA.
Miguel Olivo takes first pitch low and away. He's 0 for 3. Miguel came in hitting at 240, leading this club in home runs with 16. Fastball, watch out. That's in and out of the LG Skyline club seats. Real nice guys in this game, but you don't want to be around him if he snaps. One and two the count.
Kind of a strong guy, is he?
Mucho.
Very strong, huh?
Outfield straight up. He gone.
Scott set him up with the fastball and wiped him out with the splitter. That's one of the best he's thrown recently.
Gallaspo's 0 for 3. Big 2-run homer, a long 2-run homer by AJ. Giving us just a little bit of breathing room here. As that ball into right field. Can of corn. 2 out. Let's take another look at that swing by Pierzynski, and I want you to watch. Just watch his hands. Keeps his hands in front of his chest. His chest keeps turning. Little short, quick swing, and you can put it on the board. So here's Tien. 2 for 3, a double, a single, and a line drive to right.
So that's thrown about as hard as we've seen him throw recently.
Okay, the last few times out, Line's been getting it up there pretty good.
That fastball's at 94.
Yeah. But I like it about he's been throwing strikes, good strikes. He went through that period. Looked like he was just trying to throw it for a strike. Now it looks like he's trying to throw the good strike. Change up away. No walks. Fine. 3-1 to count. It's full. Mitch Meyer on deck. So the walk. Mark Burley, if you're just tuning in, went 6 innings. Didn't have his real good control tonight. Real good stuff. But he battled it as he always does. Last time out in Seattle last Wednesday against Felix Hernandez, Burley was just brilliant. 8 innings, no runs, 6 hits, 1 walk. It was intentional. Tonight he goes 6, gives up 4 runs, 9 hits. As there's ball 1 to Meyer. He's 2 for 2, an RBI double, a little blooper in left field, and a little fly ball into fairly deep right center that fell in, and a walk. Come on, Line.
Now AJ goes out to remind him to throw it to me, not through me, and he wants him to pitch a little bit. Right now he's thrown it well out of the zone.
And you got a pretty good fastball hitter on deck. Wow, 3-0. Not even close. So now that'll bring the tying run to the plate. And we're not going to get that pretty good hitting fastball.
Well, Ozzie was looking, I think, for Don Cooper, who was making that call to the bullpen before he goes out to the mound. Mike Jacobs, a very powerful pinch hitter, getting ready. He's been announced.
Double-barreled activity. And the rain is almost stopped. Just a slight drizzle.
Williams and Dotel loosening in the pen. As Mike Jacobs comes on, 15 home runs, 41 driven in, 3 for 9 as a pinch hitter. And this guy can hit him about as far as anybody. We saw that in Kansas City.
Two out, 2 on. And we got ourselves a tie ball game. So he walks 2 with 2 out. And we are tied at 7. Man, I wish I could cuss right now.
First ball fastball, inner half, 16th home run, 44 driven in for Jacobs. And his first pinch home run of the year. And after looking real good for the first 2 hitters. Linebrink lost Conception to strike zone and then threw a fastball right there, and it's a Ford home run replay. The last thing you want to do is throw this guy thigh high, and that's exactly where it is.
Let's forget about it. We got 6 outs to get them back. Anderson is 0 for 3. One and 2. Outfield straight up. With 2 walks, with 2 out, then the 3-run homer by Jacobs, and we are tied at 7. Sports Night presented by Dex. Coming up tonight after Sox Post Game Live, a complete recap from this game. Plus, we hear from Patrick Kane on his arrest in Buffalo, New York. So join Pat and Mark for Sports Night presented by Dex tonight after Sox Post Game Live, only on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend.
Ramon Colon comes into the game. He's 1-2, ERA and even 6. On for the 28th time. Giving up 6 home runs in 30 innings. And it's a brand new game. Identical line score, 7, 10, and 1 apiece.
Alex Rios checks it up. He did not go. He is 2 for 3 with a run scored in this game. Lower third of our order: Rios, Ramirez, and Nix. Two and 0 the count.
Bloomquist takes over at shortstop. Alex Gordon comes into the game at third. And Callaspo shifts to second.
Chops that one foul over our dugout. Good take, and the count now 3-1. He's got the catbird seat, leading off here in the bottom of the 8th in a 7-7 tie. Right here. Oh, yeah. Good eye. And ready to lead off walk. And here comes Alexei. He's 1 for 2 with 2 runs scored and an RBI.
Pena has an unusual throwing style in that he throws it pretty much from where he catches it. And he's pretty quick to second base.
Rios 19 for 22 in that category.
Dotel and Jenks.
Fakes a bunt, draws it back, takes the ball.
Sox score a run or 2. It's Jenks. If not, it's Dotel as Pena goes out now to settle down Colon, who's having some problems with the strike zone. If you missed some of the action, go to On Demand from Comcast. You'll have access to Comcast Sportsnet White Sox games ready to watch on your schedule. Find out more, call 1-888-4BEST-TV.
Get the job done. And now just go ahead and take it himself. So the sacrifice one unassisted.
Nice bunt by Alexei. Move Rios into second base. And leaves Colon with only 1 play.
So Nix is being called back and KCA has come out. Jason was 1 for 3, that 2-run homer. That was a big hit for us after trailing 3-0. They scored 3 in the top of the second if you're just tuning in. All of a sudden Jason comes up. And with 2 out, Ramirez aboard, cranks out a 2-run homer.
Indy goes out to have a word with Colon on what they want to do with KCA, who has been one of the best pinch hitters in baseball for a long time.
And here comes Hillman. He's not going to let Cologne face him. Now we're going to have a huge convention at the mound as Cologne departs, and we'll be back.
Still available. Fans that purchase the remainder of this season and place a deposit on 2010 season tickets can guarantee tickets for all potential postseason games. Call 312-674-1000 or visit WhiteSox.com to reserve your seats today. John Bale comes in the game. 0-1, ERA 6.20. On for the 35th time. And he inherits Alex Rios as the go-ahead run out at second base.
Outfielder short. KCA checks it up, takes strike one. Outfield real short. But they have good speed in center and left.
And Mark's got pretty good power, and they are exceptionally short.
Checks it up on that drop down breaking ball. Sednick on deck. One out here in the bottom of the eighth. And the count 2-1. Right here, 30. Fires that one into the seats left side, so the count evens at 2.
Jamie Wright for the Beckham and Dye part of this lineup. Scotty Pods on deck.
And another foul ball left side. Gap out there in right center if he can find it. KCA, first pinch hitter we've had in a couple of years that make the opposing manager make a change.
Well, he's hit over 370 for his career as a pinch hitter. That's not easy to do.
And that one way outside, so a full count. Ball for a base hit. Took something off the big sweeping curveball. And that's out number 2. And here comes Besednik.
It was by far the best pitch of the sequence. That one just kept on moving. A perfect pitch. Great spot. Good break. And he fooled a pretty good left-hand hitter.
Tide's 1 for 4. RBI double in the 4th, and he has struck out 3 times. Seven, 10, and 1 for them. 7, 10, and 1 for us. And that for Louis Tiant.
Oh, when Bale delivered that ball, he was looking at second base.
Action right there. And the count 2-0. Back from the on-deck hitter.
He's got a pretty good idea if he doesn't get Besednik, he's not going to be around to face Beckham.
And there's a base hit. They're going to wait him around as Anderson gets to it, bobbles it. He scores, yes! Scotty Podge with a clutch 2-out single here in the bottom of the 8th inning, and the Sox lead it 8-7.
Second run batted in tonight, 36 this year. And if Anderson doesn't bobble it, it's going to be at least close at the plate. But with the bobble, no chance to get Rios. We got to the point where he had to throw him a fastball. At 2-0, he took it right back up the middle. And Anderson just bobbled the ball.
So here is Beckham. Gordon 0 for 4 tonight. He's due. Alex Rios with that good speed of his. A big leadoff walk here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Comes around to score. Over the course of the years, it's become quite apparent to an amazing degree in tight ball games when that leadoff walk occurs, it comes around the score.
Especially if the guy has any speed whatsoever, and Alex has very good speed.
Don't stop now, boys. Outfield very short again. Want to know the count to Gordon. That strike catches the outside corner, says Fairchild. Got a good pitch to hit right there, just a shade tardy. was thinking last night on the plane coming back, Tony. Gordon's first West Coast trip. How it was going to be, how it was going to affect him. If it happens, he got a rolling breaking pitch there.
Well, he talked about the physical aspect of his game in the newspapers. He said he wasn't tired whatsoever, that he wouldn't be asking for any time off. And he played every day in college, so he got the off day on the road trip.
It's not the playing. That's not, his stamina is not an issue with him. It's just a lot of, I know my first couple of West Coast trips, it took me a while to, because that pitch is really hammered foul. I didn't mind it going out, but coming back I didn't like it as a youngster.
Well, he'll adjust because he's going to get plenty of time and plenty of trips in his future.
Once again, the 1-2. That's popped up right side. Butler's got to play, but Scotty Pods. Clutch. 2-out single knocks in Alex Rios, who walked and was sacrificed to second base by Alexei, and the Sox lead at 8-7. For US Cellular White Sox postgame live, because you'll see all the highlights. Get Bill Melton's analysis, plus listen in on Ozzy's postgame remarks. Don't miss US Cellular White Sox postgame live immediately following the game right here on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend.
Bobby Jenks comes in at 2-4 ERA, 389 on for the 42nd time, looking for save number 25. There you look at the numbers, and he's going to start right at the top with Willie Bloomquist. Brett Lillibridge stays in the game in second base, taking over for Jason Nix.
So it will be the top of the order. Bloomquist, Pena, and Butler, the scheduled hitters. First pitch, Honey. Alexei gets a nice bowling book bounce, and one pitch, one out.
He got it across just in time because Bloomquist was hustling down the line and was beaten by a step.
And here comes the rain again. So Pena, the switch hitter, he's 1 for 4. Way off the plate, even as a left-handed hitter. As there's first pitch strike. And the count 0-2. 8-11-1 for our guys, 7-10-1 for their guys.
Pena fought off pretty good curveball because after 2 fastballs away, that was a good sharp breaker by Bobby Jenks.
That was one of the better curveballs he's thrown.
Yep. Got on top of it, broke down and in. They tried to heat him upstairs, and Pena, even after changing eye levels, was able to fight that ball off.
Yeah, he's got a good range of motion up there at the plate.
This is a well-located fastball, especially at 0-2, after he looked at a hook down and in off the plate.
Pretty good curveball right there.
That one just missed off the outside corner as Bobby tried to backdoor the breaking ball.
It was outside, though.
Yeah, AJ wants it away. That ball just kind of slid away from Pena. Never quite took the break.
Get over there. Lillibridge very quickly and 2 out.
Good play by Lillibridge, who just came in the game. He shoveled it across quickly and 1 out to go, but it's a tough one, Billy Butler. Good play by Lillibridge. He shows it to Paul and then gets it to him easily.
You just mentioned the key there. It's nice when they show it to you.
A lot of guys sometimes will catch it inside their body and then shovel it. The first baseman can't track it.
Butler, 2 for 4 with an RBI. Alexei! And this ball game is over! So a tight till the tough game for the Sox as they came back from a 3-0 deficit. Had the wind taken out of their sails with that pinch hit 3-run homer by Jacobs. But then the key Stone Pony clutch single by Scotty Puck.